Jabba, Dulu, Gerezumgad, Koala Namanj, the Dwana Lake Coolie Swing a Flake.
South Africa, and a very warm welcome to you. This is Afternoon Express. My name is Jeannie D, and welcome to our sensational Tuesday cook-along with two fabulous chefs. The girls are in the house today, and oh boy, we are doing it well. So welcome to the kitchen, and of course, we have the most innovative recipes today. If you were running out of ideas for meals to prepare for dinner, worry no more, because Chef Tsuen Allen and expert baker and cook Michaela Tsuen have exceptional dishes for us today for our cook-along. So we are going to be making the creamiest and the smokiest seafood chowder for our main meal, and a really indulgent nectarine puff pastry bake for dessert. I'm gathering the mussels was your idea and the nectarine was your idea.
Definitely.
So let's start with the mussels. I love mussels.
So do I.
My favorite way of doing the mussels is that Sicilian tomato base with the chili. But this is now something different. I haven't had this.
This is different. This is a chowder, which is probably a little bit closer to my favorite, which is that creamy, white-based mussel dish, which I think is incredible. We're using Nolac, which is the lactose-free, which is really great. Mussels, so many good things about them.
Yeah.
Chowder is probably one of my favorite things, summer or winter, so I'm really excited to share this recipe.
I mean, I've never made them, but it seems like something quite intimidating to make. How easy is this going to be?
So easy. I'm going to show you guys how to clean it and just how quick it is to cook them. So simple. If everyone's cooking along at home, it's going to take 2 minutes.
Yeah, we're going to chow down with this chowder today. Thank you so much for this amazing recipe. And then, of course, our dessert.
Our dessert is actually being made by Sue and today. We switched it around.
Okay, well, that's good. Okay, so tell us about the dessert.
So the dessert is basically quite simple. It's a baked nectarine and puff pastry. Anyone can do it.
That's why she's given it to me to do.
Because this is too easy for her. And of course, for the main dish, for our amazing, amazing mussels, if you want to be making them with us, all you need to do is SMS the keyword Clover to 33650. SMSs are R1.50 each, and no free SMSs apply. And remember to keep your device with you in the kitchen while you cook along with us, because we are streaming live on YouTube. Hi to everybody watching on YouTube. And if you get stuck along the way, please do give us a call anytime during the show. Our lines are always open to you, 021 430 9881. Okay, then for our amazing dessert. Oh, I love a good dessert. All you need to do is send the keyword treat to 33650. SMSs are R1.50 each, no free SMSs apply. And of course, you can also connect with us again on social media. And what we want to know is, what would be the latest juicy scoop if you were on the Real Goboza? So something really gossipy and juicy other than our amazing dessert. So tweet us at Afternoon Chat using the official hashtag Afternoon Express, or comment on our Facebook page. Now, if you ladies want to know why the social media question is related to the Real Goboza, well, our special guest today is the multi-talented TV presenter Samora Mangesi, who started out as a presenter on SABC2's teen lifestyle program Hectic 99. After honing and growing his skills in the industry, doing various jobs behind the scenes and in front of the camera, he bagged his biggest role last year as the new anchor for SABC1's celebrity lifestyle show, The Real Goboza. Now, his talent, determination, and playful presenting style make him an absolute pleasure to watch on screen, and he's got his viewers definitely coming back for more.
Hectic. All right, well, it is time for your weather forecast. The weather is unfortunately not looking very great today. We are going to be experiencing a high pressure system that is going to be coming in from the south that is going to be causing a cyclone. We're back with a brand new season of the award-winning adrenaline-filled show Challenge SOS. And lo nyaka siseqoma masithathe sizoyilahlela apha eGauteng. Elami igama nguSamora Mangesi, and this is Challenge SOS.
Nizibonele ke nani ke bantu, the Real Goboza has just brought you the queen of the festive season, Busiswa, showing us just how she makes the competition itida. Ngathi benza la idibala challenge. My name is Sinazo Yolwa.
Ke mna ke bethuna ndinguSamora Mangesi, and sifuna ukunibulela nina apha emakhaya for joining the home of celebs for the final RGB of 2018.
Yes, Samora, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here. First time.
First time, but
time.
finally we love having, well, we love you, so I mean,
Thank
it's
you.
just such a joy to have you in our kitchen, but first in our lounge. Are you well? The last time I saw you was on the red carpet, actually, at the
Global Citizen Festival.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. You were absolutely outstanding. You were just so comfortable on the red carpet.
Thank you.
And you did such an amazing job, because my camera was situated right next to yours,
Yes.
so I got to watch and observe all of your work. But your love for entertainment started years
Way
ago,
back.
when you were a little boy. You were like 6 years old, and you realized that your name needed to be Maboneng.
You know, I actually don't even think that I realized it at that moment.
Yeah.
But what happened was that I played Joseph in the nativity play at my
Yeah.
school. And I think that a lot of people kind of saw that this is where this child is going. I think my mom kind of saw that, especially.
Did your
because
parents panic a bit? Did they want you not to be a doctor or an accountant?
Not at all. And I've had so many different, dreams. I first wanted to be a pilot, then I wanted to be an undertaker, then I wanted to be a truck driver. So I think they kind of just let me go with whatever I wanted to do at that time.
Yeah.
And then I think I officially decided that this is what I wanted to do when I was about 11.
Okay. And then you obviously put all the gears in motion.
Yes.
You went to AFTA?
I went to AFTA.
Yeah.
But before I went to AFTA, I did a lot of theatre in East London, which made me realize that actually, you know what? There's a world out there which is not just performing.
Yeah.
There's the world behind the scenes as well. You're writing, you're directing, you're producing, etc. So when I left high school, I then decided I was going to go to AFTA.
Yeah.
I first considered drama school.
Yeah.
And I thought, no, actually, I want to be in like movies.
Yeah.
Went to AFTA, and there I fell in love with television. You know, and I think mostly what I fell in love with was the live element of television, which reminded me of my theatre days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I suppose television is a little bit more fun and a little bit more, well, paying than theatre is.
I did not want to say anything.
No,
I didn't
but
say
it's
it,
true.
you did.
You know, I'm a big believer in energy. I'm a huge believer in manifesting your life. Like, I
Yes.
believe if you consciously want to build and work towards creating a beautiful world for yourself, then it'll happen. And so I was so pleased when I read up on you and learned that everything that you've created in your life is due to you having access to your energy and your will and your desire to know exactly what you want in life. So you had a vision board from when you were very young.
I had a vision board, and
What was on it? Tell us the truth now.
So I think mostly what was on it, I knew what I wanted to do the following year.
Yeah.
But I kind of put out then, at some point I wanted to do SABC 3, and at some point I wanted to do SABC 1. Wasn't really sure what I wanted. But in 2012, I wrote on this big A0 piece of paper, which I was staying at the YMCA in OBS, and I put it, on my wall, and I'd written there 2013 HN9. So at the end
Meaning Hectic 99,
Yes.
the TV show. Okay.
So at the end of 2012, they had auditions. I think it was on the 24th of November. I went there. I got lost because the studios were at the waterfront at the time. And I walked through the mall and anyway, eventually found it. When I got there, they said to me, you can't audition because we've closed registration. So I had to fight with them. I was like, you said registration is closing at 3. It's only 1 o'clock. But they're like, we've got way too many people. I was like, registration closes at 3. I went in, I auditioned. They said, we'll let you know. I went home. I went to East London. And one day I was watching the TV and they announced their brand new presenter on the 7th of December.
And
I was
it wasn't
like,
you.
I was heartbroken.
Yeah.
But after about a week of sulking, I realized I had written HN9 2013, not HN9 2012. And rightfully so, on the 3rd of January, I got a call saying I'd made top 6.
How amazing is that?
I know, right?
How did you end up getting it, though?
So then what happened is that I came back to Cape Town and we had almost like an on-air audition.
Yeah.
So the 6 of us then went through that and the public voted.
Yeah.
And,
oh, look at that young, sweet face. What happened?
oh, wow, Jeannie.
I'm joking.
Yeah, so, I mean, I did my first show on the 23rd of Feb of 2013.
Yeah.
You know, so that came about in 2013. And I mean, even with the Real Goboza, when I said...
Well, you meant to be on TV because didn't you audition for me for top
I did. I auditioned for you guys.
Actually...
So I auditioned for you guys probably 2 weeks before I got the call for RGB.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, you know, sometimes when something is for you, it's for you.
Yeah.
Because I had put out that I wanted a primetime show on SABC 1. And I said that when I left Hectic 99 on my last show.
Yeah.
I said, this is what I want.
Yeah.
And, you know, you move to Joburg, you're unemployed for a year, you're sleeping in your car, you're getting kicked out of your apartment because you can't pay the rent, those kind of things. And you get to a point where you're just like, okay, maybe this is not where it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
But I remember in the weeks leading up to that, I think I auditioned for Presenter Search. And then I said to myself, you know what, actually, I wanted SABC 1 and I wanted, you know.
Yeah.
And I got a call saying that people at SABC 1 had seen me at a previous audition and they wanted me to be tried out for Real Goboza. I did 2 on-air auditions, and then I got the job. And I remember when my producer called me, and he said to me, so I have good news and bad news. And I was like, okay. And he said, the bad news is you're gonna have to look at my face for the next however long. And I said to him, who said your face was ugly?
Yeah.
and then he's like, and the good news is that you got the job. You can go have a drink. I was like, oh, not really. I'm kind of sick at the moment, but thanks for letting me know anyway. Like, I knew it was mine. I knew it was coming to me because...
And you know what, when you put something out into the universe, what is meant for you will not pass you.
Exactly.
But it's amazing how with those vision boards, you can lock it in. But imagine you could, and I know we're running out of time, but I just want to say how proud we are of you. Now, if you have to look back onto what you looked like as a little boy, would you have believed that this little boy would have made it to stardom? We've got such a cute picture of you here. Eventually, we'll find it.
I don't think I would have thought that because, you know, I've had very... Oh my gosh, where did you guys find this one?
Now, I want to know, if
Do
this
you
is the
see what's
cutest
happening
picture.
there? Do you see what's happening there?
Why don't you tell us?
I'm literally peeing in my pants.
You just look so happy. And then there's just this stream of pee. No, listen, you are absolutely meant to be a star.
Thank you.
So congratulations on all of your achievements. We're excited to have you in the kitchen. Are you a good cook?
I would like to think so. I'm an only child to a single parent, and my mom always told me that there's no girl or boy in her house. We're going to do, you know, the chores and cook and clean and do all of that. So I'd like to think that I can cook.
Okay, good. Well, we're going to put you to the test. Stay right where you are because after the break, we prepare a creamy, smoky and indulgent seafood chowder with Chef Tsuen Ellen and expert baker and cook Michaela Tsuen. And of course, we check out Samora's cooking skills. Remember, you can call us anytime during the show on 021 430 9881 if you've got any culinary questions or if you simply want to chat to our amazing Samora. Give us a call. We'll be right back.
Clover Nolac, lactose-free milk that lets you enjoy dairy again. Made with love by Clover.
Enjoy milk again with Nolac lactose-free milk from Clover. Join Afternoon Express for the 21-day Nolac challenge and feel the difference. Featuring dietitians with expert advice on the meaning of being lactose intolerant, the causes and symptoms, but best of all, the scrumptious recipes for cooking and baking with Clover Nolac. The health-conscious, way better taste of Clover milk that lets you and your family enjoy milk again.
Enjoy dairy again with lactose-free Nolac. Made with love by Clover.
Nolac, lactose-free milk that lets you enjoy dairy again. Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. It is, of course, Tuesday, which makes it the exceptional Tuesday cook-along show on Afternoon Express. It is so much fun. And, of course, we've got amazing chefs, Michaela and Tsuen, and, of course, Samora.
You know, I think we shouldn't have put you next to me because people are going to realize how short you actually really are, right?
I know, but it's only going to make you look tall and hot. Okay. So now, if you didn't know about the trending 21-day hashtag Nolac challenge, where have you been? I mean, seriously, this thing is amazing. So Clover Nolac wants to challenge you to feel the difference by introducing Clover Nolac lactose-free milk into your diet. So for 21 days, you've got to use it. And if you're lactose intolerant, this could be the solution to enjoying dairy again. So today, we are going to be cooking up a creamy, smoky and indulgent seafood chowder that you can try for your 21-day challenge. And thanks to Clover Nolac, this dish has all of the delicious goodness and none of the discomfort. So if you would like this recipe sent to your device, simply SMS the keyword Clover to 33650. SMSs are R1.50 each and free SMSs do not apply. And of course, give us a call on 021 430 9881 if you've got any culinary questions or if you simply want to chat to the wonderful Sam. Okay, mussels in the kitchen. Not yours.
You go back to the gym.
No, man. You know what?
My muscles are bigger than yours.
I love that.
I feel like I need to do push-ups like right now.
No, but you know what? We had Fazile in the show.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Then if you have Fazile on the show, then yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So let's talk about these mussels.
So we are obviously going to be cooking with fresh mussels, so we're going to have to give this a good clean. I was going to use these to take care of my pretty hands, but we've got prettier hands in the kitchen, and I want him to take over when we're done.
But
do it like airport security.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know the difference between mussels and oysters. Can you just give them a quick... No, I know.
You what?
Yeah.
I thought you didn't know the oyster.
No, of course. Oh, babes. So just give them a quick education as to what is the difference, because I've brought...
So, I mean, they're two completely different mollusks or shellfish as such. So your oyster is the rough, kind of big, textured shell that usually you get someone to shuck for you. So that, in order to get it out, you'd actually have to pry open, which is actually one of the points I wanted to talk about with the mussels.
Yes.
Once you've cooked, when you put these in to cook, they should actually be perfectly sealed. He's really struggling with this, so maybe I should have just used the finger.
One thing at a time. Okay, there you go.
There you go.
So your oysters, you want to pry open and you want to eat them raw and fresh. Your mussels should be sealed when you put them into cook, which means that they are good to go, and they should pop open once they've been steamed or once they've been cooked. So,
if you buy a packet of oysters and there are a couple that are still, of mussels, if they're even a little bit open, you shouldn't cook
if they're open like this, you shouldn't cook them. This means they were dead and they are not good. So you want them to be closed, and then obviously I'm sure you guys have seen that they'll have the hairy little beard. So you want to take kind of a clean scourer, and you really just want to give it a good, and really actually the shells clean quite easily, and then you just use a little bit of, sometimes a lot of elbow grease to just pull out.
Yeah, you got the one that came out.
What happens if a little bit of that ends up in your soup or in your sauce? Is that bad?
It's not bad for you. You'll find that you usually would be able to pull that out. What's great about additional cleaning, we were talking about this off air, is if you pop these into clean water for about 20 minutes before you cook them, they actually filter water through them and they expel sand. So your mussels actually carry on self-cleaning themselves. So we've got some that we're going to use later. So any addition, so depending also your supplier would influence how clean your mussels are, but they actually do filter water and you'll have a less sandy product. So
I mean, that bowl had clear water in it to begin with.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be good.
I think he's going to be fine.
You know?
Okay.
He looks so professional already.
This one is slightly open.
It's slightly open, so we don't want to use that one. So we'll pop that on the side.
Cool.
And if they've got a tiny gap, you'll be fine. But we don't want them open.
How sick can you? I mean, will you get sick if you eat a mussel that was a little bit open?
You'll get sick, and if you read up any of the warnings, it'll say do not under any circumstances do it. So you just want to steer completely clear. So if you get a whole, if you wouldn't, but if you get a whole bunch like that, chuck them away and start again.
Okay. And now, these are pretty affordable. I mean, how easy is it to find mussels? And I mean,
fresh
are they
ones,
expensive?
if you go to a fishmonger, you should be able to find them there. They're quite inexpensive. But you can go to any supermarket, buy them deshelled, and just cook them there.
Perfect.
I mean, they're frozen. You can get them anywhere. They're really cheap. They're easy to cook with. And it saves you the time of cleaning it like they are.
Exactly. Okay. Should we get started?
We should.
So what are we going to start with?
We need a couple more.
So we're going to put some oil. Could you please turn on the stove for me?
I mean, I know how to turn on many things.
Wow! Oh, jeez.
I was going to jump in and be
down and round.
Is going to be okay?
Flip, I think we need Sue's help.
Oh, well, there you go. The fact that she can't do it. There you go. Thanks, Sue.
Pleasure, guys.
Always need a third hand to help.
How many brunettes does it take to turn on a stove?
My bad. It's okay. All right, ladies.
Okay, so we're going to throw some extra virgin olive oil into the pan.
Okay.
I'm just going to eye it a little bit.
Yeah.
About half a cup. So, keep going.
So to cover the base and a little bit more.
Exactly.
All right.
And olive oil is so great for you. It's good for everything.
Yeah.
Then we have
My
some
body's
leeks
made
over
for
here.
olive oil.
Or would you just rub it on yourself?
No, I put it on everything. Okay, then some leeks.
Always chop off the ends of the leeks.
Why?
Perfect. That's the rooty bit.
Okay.
So we don't want all that gunk that grows on there.
Okay, and then why is the leek your base? Is that like the replacement of an onion? Would that give that kind of flavour?
It does have a similar flavour. Sometimes leeks have a bit more. It's a bit more concentrated.
Lovely.
So, Sue was telling me that a few weeks ago they did a how to clean leeks special.
Yeah.
So you just cut it in half.
Yeah.
There we go. And we're just going to give them a rinse in some water.
Can you smell on leeks what their flavour would be? You know, often you can smell what the flavour is going to be by, well, you can tell what the flavour would be.
I think so.
Okay, so it's oniony.
It's like a combination of an onion and like a chive.
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've given those a clean.
Okay, are we going to chop this up or leave it solid?
No, so we're going to chop them.
Okay, perfect.
Clean that one as well because we need more than just that singular one.
Okay, perfect.
Those are clean.
Chop that up. Put that in the oil.
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
thinly
perfect.
sliced.
So we are, of course, making this delicious mussel chowder. So far, we've not even come close to cleaning all of them.
But he's done well. He's done well. I was watching him. He's got really good technique.
So why aren't you finishing?
I'm here to represent, guys. I'm here to represent my parents. So
pretty hands, eh?
Such pretty, such soft hands. This doesn't do a dish. This doesn't cook. This has got beautiful, delicate hands. This can play piano.
a little bit.
Yeah. Can't clean a mussel, that's for sure. Or lift a weight. I'm joking. Okay, and then we've got our olive oil and our leeks going into the pot. So when we come back, we're going to put it all together. And just in case you were wondering, chowder has its roots in the Latin word calderia, which originally meant a place for warming things and later came to mean cooking pot. So after the break, we prepare the final touches to our cooking pot, seafood chowder. So remember, you can still call us anytime during the show on 021 430 9881. If you've got any culinary questions, we have the most amazing chefs here to help you. And of course, also give us a call if you want to chat or if you've got any questions for Samora. We'll be right back.
Express yourself. Clover Nolac, lactose-free milk that lets you enjoy dairy again. Made with love by Clover. lactose-free milk that lets you enjoy dairy again. Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express, and of course it is our Tuesday cook along, where the show is so good that we do all of the cooking during the ad breaks, all of the talking during the show. Okay, so here's what you missed. What happened here during the ad break? I left with an empty pot just with oil, and I came back and there's a chowder. Okay,
So we chopped up the leeks, we've thrown them into the oil, we've also thrown some garlic in there, a bay leaf. We just chucked all our potatoes in, and now we're going to throw in the last thing to add to the creamy chowder, which is our Nolac lactose-free milk.
Amazing.
We're going to use about 3/4 worth, because that's about 3 cups.
Yeah. I like it. You know what? For a baker, you like to cook by just having a look and just throwing it.
I do.
And a baker should be the opposite of that. Okay, but this looks insane. What can I stir with? I like to give everything a good stir. So do you. Okay.
So do you want, while you're giving that a stir, so we've got, and this is probably one of my favorite things to add, you could either make this a corn chowder, so where you add corn to the base and blend that through, but we actually want to char corn because there's something so beautiful about this.
Actual corn in a corn chowder, of course.
I love how you learn every time.
No, because there's also clam chowder. Is there corn in a clam chowder?
If it was a corn clam chowder, so that's your chowder
See,
doesn't
I just thought this was a
necessarily
mussel chowder.
need to be a corn base, but we want to add this at the end. So you want to get your pot really hot with some oil, and then it's corn. It's gonna pop, so it can get quite dangerous. So what you want to do? Don't worry. This is what you do. Make sure your lid is actually on. And we're gonna let that actually just cook.
Can I ask a silly question? If that starts popping, does it turn into popcorn?
No. They need to be dry.
All right. We're going to take a quick call. Let's quickly chat to Cabela. Hi, Cabela. How are you?
Hi, Jimmy. I'm great.
Good. What's your question or your comment, my sweetheart?
Oh, I just wanted to ask Samora if he was nervous during his first audition, and if you were, how did you overcome his nerves? And secondly, the second question I have is, did he feel confident enough to tell himself that he made it or not for the audition?
All right. Well, he's heard you, so go for it. Good question. Thank you so much, Cabela.
I actually didn't hear him very clearly, but I figured that he's talking about getting over nerves for auditions.
Yes, and were you really nervous the first time you auditioned? And did you have that belief in yourself that you were going to achieve it?
So the first time I auditioned, I was not nervous. I think, like I was saying to you earlier, when something is for you, it's for you. There are certain auditions that I'll be nervous for, or I'll feel like I fluffed because I realize that maybe, the universe is telling me that it's not where I'm meant to be.
Yeah.
But when something is for me, there are no nerves. However, it's always good to be slightly nervous.
Yeah.
And those are the good nerves that keep you on your toes. Yes. So, I mean, obviously, before even a show, you get slightly nervous because, you want to do good. However,
that's your adrenaline.
Yes, that's the adrenaline that comes in. However, those what's that English word? Debilitating?
Debilitating?
Yes. So those debilitating nerves, no, I don't have those. I just have that little thing in my stomach, because I'm excited and there's the adrenaline. And with regards to, getting over nerves for an audition, I think channel them. Rather try to channel them into a good nerves.
Yeah.
I always say, if you're meant to be there, it's going to happen.
Exactly.
It's going to work.
Yep.
What's meant for you will never pass you.
Yes.
Some of the best advice I've ever received. Okay.
So you saw me steal the pot away from you guys. So what you want to do, so this is a chowder, so this is actually going to be smooth at the end of the process.
He wants to operate the heavy machinery.
And can I tell you why I'm so excited? This almost has like a safety lock on it. So
really?
Thanks.
It's like I saw you take it and I was like, we'll be fine. So I'm gonna pop this on. So you've got to make sure with this basically that your potatoes are cooked through. So you can steam that off partially before, which is what we've done. So it's not just all magic. We did some prep before. And then we want to get this really just nice and smooth before we add our mussels and our haddock to it. So
okay. If you're going to give it to Samora, I recommend you put the child lock.
Luckily it goes back on.
The shade of it all. I mean, it's a forest full of shades.
Okay, we've got another caller on the line, actually. Everybody wants to speak to Samora today. Hi, how are you? What's your question or comment?
Hi, I'm Snetemba.
Thanks
Hi, Snetemba.
Njani? Sweeter than Corabella.
Almost I'm smoother than a posh Panamera.
I wish I knew what it was saying.
And most kakhulu for the inspiration. You are absolutely amazing. I've been following you from the days of Hectic 99 and to see you growing from strength to strength. It's absolutely amazing. You are walking at your own pace. You are walking at your own lane. No matter how wide the lane is, just making sure that you are incomparable. Thank you so much. You just like, for me, like I'm trying to be on the tennis space, but I know that won't like happen now. But like it's just like such an inspiration. So when I think about, like, you know what? I know that from Hectic 99 to what GP, and that's like absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the inspiration. I absolutely love you.
Quick question, isn't it Tambabani?
Jula.
Got you, bruh. Sharply, thank you so much for calling.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. All right, the kitchen is cooking. You've got our mussels in our creamy base now.
So we've popped our mussels and our haddock in. Okay. So now this is where we'll cook it. And you'll see mussels generally just take a few minutes until they start to open. The haddock's already smoked, so that's not going to take too long.
How do you know when this is done, when the mussels are open?
The mussels will open, yeah.
Okay.
And your haddock will go white, so it'll turn from that opaque colour to actually white fleshy fish.
Now, you've been very quiet and very busy in this corner, but now so much action has gone down here. So what exactly is in that bowl?
So in this bowl is some rice wine vinegar, some parsley, some rosemary, some lemon zest, and a lot of garlic, because we all love garlic. Yeah. And we're going to make a garlic bread that we're going to eat with our chowder. So I've just mixed all of it together. And then we've just...
garlic bread.
So when it comes to garlic bread, do you just put the garlic on top, or do you infuse it when you're making the bread?
I'm a bit greedy when it comes to my garlic bread in the sense that I like a lot of garlic on it. So if I was doing this just for me, I would like pack the inside with garlic as well. And
Yeah,
the top.
but now I think butter in there and then shove garlic in each pocket.
Could just take a whole clove and just shove it on in there.
Yeah, I'm down for that, because
Definitely.
then you'd never get sick as well. Garlic is that thing that makes you not get sick ever.
But also,
Really?
another thing about garlic
your immune
bread.
system.
Another thing about garlic bread that with regards to infusing it, I don't like having just bread and then garlic on top. So I want it to be like really in there.
Yeah, now you've heard, because now you're cooking for him. And the garlic's all on top of the bread.
Unfortunately, I had a limited amount. So right now, it's a garnish. So it goes on the top. But generally, it goes in.
I'm pretty sure I've got a friend that lives here in Sea Point that's got, you know, some cloves of garlic.
But you know what the nice thing is about this? Is that this kind of bread, you're going to use to dip.
Okay.
So you don't need it to be too garlicky, because that's already going to be full of flavour.
No, I got that.
And there's like 10 cloves of garlic in there anyway.
Oh, in here?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
So, are you very close? So, I mean, your mom was obviously like a massive, massive supporter to you in your life.
Massive supporter, massive influence.
What was your life like growing up? What kind of a little boy were you? I can imagine naughty.
No, not even. I was a very quiet little boy. I remember in my preschool, the headmaster, Mrs. Ashlager from Clicquot preschool, you know, she was giving out our certificates, and she hugged me and she said, "This is literally the best gentleman that I have in my school." Yeah.
But you know why I think that you're such an inspiration to a lot of young boys out there is because you grew up in the township and you went to school in the suburbs. So I think I heard you were bullied a little bit at school and a bit picked on. So the fact that you were able to turn out as you are now, facing whatever you did as a kid.
I mean, the bullying didn't necessarily happen at school. I think it happened mostly where I was living. I grew up in Tanzania, Kwa 300, Kwa 8, and I was a very quiet child in the sense that, like, I kept to myself, I stayed at home. So I think a lot of kids felt that I'd disbambele up, and I think I'm all that.
Yeah, they thought you were too good.
Yes. And I remember I was coming back home. I think I was about 11 at the time. I'd just come from catching a taxi. And there were these guys behind me that were making fun of me. I got home, when I took off my blazer, there was a huge gob of, like, green spit on the back of my blazer. And that was when my mom was like, you know what, now, peace out.
People are the worst.
Yeah, but I do think that experience, growing up in the township and also being in the suburbs, it kind of shaped my personality. Because there's that part of me that's like, you know? And then there's also the part of me that's like, Good afternoon and welcome.
Well, we love having you here. Thank you so much for bringing all of that amazing energy into our kitchen. This is looking sensational. Garlic bread looks good to go. There's going to be corn actually chucked in our chowder. Obviously, that might happen during an ad break. And remember to SMS the keyword Clover to 33650 to get this recipe sent to your device. Better yet, join in on the challenge. Use the hashtag #NoLackChallenge and feel the difference. Seriously, it's amazing. You could also stand the chance to win yourself a fabulous Nolac hamper to the value of 1,000 Rand. Go to the Clover Nolac Facebook page and click on the link provided to enter the competition. And just in case you missed out on how we making this delicious dish, here's a quick recap.
Made with love by Clover.
You know that when...
Yeah, I was about to say that this is going to boil over.
I got it.
Now, you know when the chefs taste the food and they go, oh, it's actually pretty good. You know that it's a recipe that you're going to need to have. Now, earlier on, we gave you a glimpse of what we are making for dessert today. And after the break, it's time for the most delicious nectarine puff pastry bakes that will round off this Tuesday perfectly. Call us anytime during the show. Hello, if you're watching us on YouTube, we love you. And of course, on 021 430 9881, we are taking all of your calls. If you've got any culinary questions, or if you get stuck along the way making your dishes, or if you've got any questions or comments for our special guest chefs.
That would...
Oh, yeah. And
that would be me.
Express your
welcome back to Afternoon Express. And of course, if you hadn't had enough of this sweet treat standing next to me, it's time for another one in the loft. So if you are looking for a midweek dessert that is really easy to prepare and delivers serious flavor, then we've got just the dish for you. So today, Sue will prepare a really, really yummy sweet treat inspired by the tarte tatin.
And I love this because it's so easy to do.
Yeah, and nectarines are amazing, and there's so many in store at the moment.
I was just going to say, so many in store at the moment. I don't know what Sam's doing, so we're going to carry on.
How do I turn this down? Because I feel like the stove is very hot. It's bubbling over.
I'm going to turn that off for you,
Don't worry, we didn't need to eat that
We
later.
didn't see that. back to the side of the sweet stuff.
I love how before the show
He's so
he's like,
cute.
you know, I'm great in the kitchen. My mom told me everything I know. Sure about that.
Happens in the kitchen, happens.
Yeah, exactly. It's okay.
We'll just hide that.
Don't worry. We'll clean that. We'll clean that when
I
we're
always
break
say
as well.
that I feel like I'm a bit of a messy cook. I don't like cleaning up after myself.
Yeah.
And I feel like the best cooks are always the ones that throw things.
We do.
Yeah.
I was talking about it today. I'm a messy cook and I'm happy to clean afterwards. So
Yeah.
I want to get involved and like do and use and pull and push. And then,
And,
when
like,
it's all
and then
done,
Salt Bay as well,
and
you know?
salt, chuck it in, and then clean up afterwards.
The two of you are taking my OCD personality and making it. I'm one of those people that I clean while I'm cooking. My kitchen is always spotless.
But it's so, this is so much fun.
Okay, you make the tart because this is killing me anyway.
You guys I'm just watching this going on in the kitchen, and I feel so controlled on this side.
Okay,
should we make these?
Let's make the tart.
Yeah. So back to these stone fruits, which are so amazing at the moment because there's lots on shelf, but they are great for savory dishes, great for sweet dishes, fresh, baked.
Yeah.
And this recipe, although it looks complicated when it's done because they're so beautiful, easy. So quite a lot of sugar, as you can see. And then cinnamon, which I think is essential in baking. If your house doesn't smell like cinnamon when you're baking, are you really baking? Yeah. So we're going to chuck that in. And then we have got some butter, which we're literally going to just dot. I'm just going to go in with my hands. And
what happens if you wanted to use less sugar? Would that not give a natural sweetness?
It's got sweetness, so all we're wanting to do is once this bakes, this is actually going to make a caramel in the base of the pan, which you spoon over afterwards. So you don't have to use all of that when you're done.
Oh.
So I mean, this is luxurious, but it is baking after all.
No, but you know what?
So
this is why we eat
goes
dessert.
in.
Sugar. Give us more luxury.
And so we've halved these. We've taken the stones out, and then pastry literally cut into blocks, and we're just going to lift this up. And if they do misshape as you go along, it's actually okay because you're going to literally stretch these over the back of the fruit.
Okay.
And we're going to tuck it in. So on the flesh side. The skin side, and we're going to turn it over, and we're literally going to pop these onto the tray.
Do you want to try
like this?
I'd love to.
Come, let's get you stuck in there.
Let's get those hands properly dirty this time.
Yeah, how's that?
That's perfect. And then
look how
onto.
Cute. I mean, I've got a skill after all.
You're very good in the kitchen, Jeannie. Stop denying it.
There you go.
And we'll pop that down. And these are. If you wanted to do this as a whole dish, you could actually put these all down on your caramel sauce in a pie tray. Take a full sheet of pastry, pop it over and bake it whole. And then once it to cool down, you'd put a plate on the opposite side and obviously flip it over so that you got what was a more traditional tarte tatin.
But
these are nice to serve. Well, this is going to be easier to serve. Look, I remember the first time I had to flip one and I was absolutely terrified, and I think I was also on screen and I thought, if this all falls out, I'm going to die, but it worked. But these are great, and you literally pop them in the oven, 180 degrees for about 20 minutes until it's golden. We'll then take them out. Obviously, just be careful because they are going to be super hot, so use something to lift it up with. And then this beautiful caramel sauce you'll drizzle. And ice cream.
Wait,
and you've got a perfect
so this is it?
This is it. After about 20 minutes, those fruits are going to have softened just to the right degree.
Okay.
And a scoop of vanilla ice cream.
I absolutely love this. Absolutely beautiful. Should we have a look and see what it looks like at the end? This is what the finishing product looks like.
I did all the
How
work.
cute is that?
You did a great job trying, Bam.
You are. Oh,
and that's as simple as it is.
I'm actually going to do that at my next dinner party. Oh, my friends will think I'm all the rage in the kitchen. You should do it too.
I thought I was going to be coming to yours.
Yeah, where do you think you're going to be doing it?
Oh.
You can cook in your clean.
Yeah, you see. There we go. I'll be here going like this. She'll be behind me.
Good team. Good
So
team.
it might look fancy, but this dessert really is easy to put together. It's definitely one you are going to want to make. So to get this recipe, simply SMS treat to 33650 and we'll send you the ingredients list as well as the link to the recipe. After the break, we announce the winner of the luxurious Veuve Clicquot Masters Polo Experience competition. And if you entered on our Facebook page, you could be the lucky one attending this prestigious event at one of South Africa's most exclusive estates. So keep your phone handy because I might be calling you.
Express yourself.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express, coming to you on this fantastic Tuesday for our delicious Tuesday cook-along. Now, what goes best with food is sometimes champagne. So for the past 2 weeks, we've been running the Veuve Clicquot Masters Polo competition. A huge thank you to everybody who entered and sent in all of their comments. We do have a winner, though. So, congratulations to... Congratulations to Tabang Sawaga from Balumho in the Northwest Province. Hi, Tabang, how are you?
Hello, I'm great. Thank you.
Hello. How excited are you? Congratulations.
I'm super duper excited.
I mean, what an amazing prize. Do you have any idea what you're going to wear?
Oh my God, I'm waiting for it. I know it's VIP experience of last time.
Yeah. It's going to be insane. You're going to have literally the best time ever. Hope you enjoy it. Have lots of champagne for me. And congratulations. Thank you so much for entering with Afternoon Express. Mwah! All right. So you did good in the kitchen.
Thank you. I do good everywhere.
You really, really do. What was it like, though, transitioning, I suppose, from kids' TV to like RGB? I mean, RGB is huge. Everybody watches it.
So actually, I decided I was leaving Hectic 99 2 years into it.
And I decided that I was going to leave 2 years after that decision was made, because
Yeah.
I could already tell that my mind was...
You'd outgrown it,
I'd outgrown it. You know, I'm very messy and I'm very shady. So... yeah. So I found myself getting into quite a bit of trouble for the things that I would say, or the things I would react to. Because you might say something and I'd be like, ooh. And for a kid's show, that doesn't really, that doesn't really work.
Exactly.
But I do have to say that that show shaped me, and it showed me a lot of things, because I can do anything now, you know?
Yeah.
Not only do I do RGB, but I do radio, where on TV I'm doing celebrity news, and then on radio I'm doing current affairs and like hardcore news about Africa and politics and all of that. So that experience of being on Hectic and doing, talk shows about serious things, being in the kitchen and all of, and dealing with entertainment, it made me a very well-rounded broadcaster, I feel.
Exactly. And well, you certainly have found your feet at RGB as a professional gossiper. So let's discuss some gossip that's in the headlines at the moment. So the first one, of course, is Yossi Smollett.
Oh,
and I'm not going to say Jesse Smollett or I'm going to call him Yossi Smollett. Because why don't you give us the rundown on that story?
All right, so basically, Jesse Smollett, or as...
Yossi Smollett.
Yossi Smollett. Basically what happened there is that he is being accused of paying off actors and sending himself hate mail and filing a false police report saying that he had not only been a victim of a hate crime, but also, had been threatened, etc., etc. Now, the problem is that Jesse, what he did, he brought in so many different aspects. Politics, race relations, homophobia, and violence altogether. So it got the attention of a lot of people. It got the attention of celebrities all around the world and just normal people who are a big fan.
But apparently the reason why he did it is just because he wanted to get paid more.
Apparently.
But I mean, then the TV network would have just hired the guys who he hired as the robbers, because they were way hotter than him anyway.
Spanner in the works. The FBI now says that Jesse did not file a false report, and he did not pay the two brothers $3,500 to do that. So now we're at a point where we don't really know what is happening in the story. Yep. So it might be that Jesse Smollett is innocent.
Okay.
So we'll see how that plays out a little bit later on in the week.
What does he claim? He still says that he's innocent.
He still says that he's innocent. He's apologized for the drama around the entire situation, but he still says that he is innocent.
All right. Now let's talk about another really fun and really interesting story that when I saw it, I just shook my head and thought, oh, dear Lord. And there's now what is known as the Resurrection Challenge. Tell us that story.
Resurrection Challenge. Pastor Alf Lukau from Alleluia Ministries has given us our new craze in South Africa, hashtag Resurrection Challenge, and I'm not one to bash religion.
What actually happened? Were they in church and then the priest or the bishop or whatever?
So basically what happened is that this family says that their husband or son had died on the Friday, and they brought him to the church on Sunday to get the pastor to pray for him. So the pastor prayed for him and he rose from the dead. However, there are now questions because that guy has been seen in a couple of photos where he's been handling a camera for the pastor. And number two, in his suit, you can see a cell phone. Why would a dead man have a cell phone?
Exactly.
Number three, if you look at the video, you can actually see that he is breathing and his mouth is moving before he is resurrected.
Okay.
And what I've heard is that apparently they put him in a white suit with the white lining of the coffin, so you don't really see the breathing, but if you look very closely, you can actually see it.
Well, let's see if you can see the breathing on our next dead guest. Let's have a look at our Resurrection Challenge. That's the first time I've seen it. That's brilliant. You're a great sport.
And you know what the best thing about that now is that we're actually going to eat as well, because in the original video, he eats.
Go online and go and plant, and we'll post any of your hashtag resurrection challenges as well. They are so funny. I was looking on Twitter at some of them, and they are absolutely hilarious.
Absolutely.
Well, let's see what you think of our amazing Nolac chowder. You're going to give it a good taste?
I know of a friend of mine that is watching right now that is lactose intolerant, so...
Okay, well, this is exactly what they must be
Yep.
Oh, this is so good. This is so good. You are going to love it. Well done. You did really, really good in the kitchen. Now, join us again tomorrow. We meet Avela Groenemeyer, the creator of the concept Gammaphile, which is a conduit between authors and publishers. Plus, we chat to one of the best rappers in the country, Kanya Mavi, about her tours overseas, as well as her latest music. And, of course, Dr. Zach is in the house, shedding some light on what causes bad breath and how to avoid it. Thank you so much for being here. You are an absolute angel.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Good night and God bless. Mwah. Ciao. Oh, yummy. Oh, good, eh?
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.